Yeah, Weege Show back. It's our final of 3 episodes from the EICMA show in Milan, Italy. Thanks to the folks at OGO Power Sports for backing us. Checking out some manufacturers, again, we are more familiar with. That's Yamaha. Probably not as familiar with this. BS batteries. I got a slogan they could use. Maybe full of BS. That'd be a good one. Electric is a big deal here. I'll go back to Yamaha in a second. Look at this. These are all electric quads. Bastardo. I also like, I don't know if it's because of electric or what it is, but no helmets needed? Okay, we're good. Also electric side-by-sides. A lot of brands that I haven't heard of here and machines I'll never see probably again in my life, but these ones we're familiar with. Back to the Yamaha display. Yep, they got dirt bikes here. They got models. Do you come with the bike? Same joke as yesterday.
Do you come with the car?
Oh, you.
Do you come with the car?
Oh, you.
Over here, this is of course, as expected at this show, more MXGP focus. This is a 125 used in the EMX 125 series. That's really cool. That's Lottie Van Drunen's Women's Motocross World Championship bike. And then some MXGP machines down there. But the big news for Yamaha today is debuting some new bikes. These are the motocross bikes, which we already know and love, but I'd actually shot at the Yamaha sector yesterday, and I didn't use it in yesterday's show because I was incorrect. In Europe, there are a lot of odd displacements. Remember yesterday's show, we showed you the 50cc full-size gas bikes, which I'm sure are to fall under some type of regulation. There's different licensing and tax brackets depending on displacement of bikes that can significantly decrease the cost. Well, for that reason, 125s are huge in Europe. So I saw this new WR125 and assumed this is not for America, this product. And then about an hour after I shot the video, I got a press release saying this bike is coming to America. And here's what's interesting. So this is a 125. It's a fuel-injected 4-stroke, and it has variable valve timing, which I have not seen on a dirt bike of any kind. But what's most interesting about this bike, it is street legal. It has some off-road capability, it has decent suspension. Now look, this is a right side up fork. That's like a stamped steel swing arm. It's not the highest end of stuff, but they're saying the retail price of this bike is $39.99. $39.99 for a street legal but off-road-ish capable dual sport. Now I've been saying this for a long time. You have something this versatile, so you could do a little turn track with this. You could ride the bike, commute with it a little bit, have a little fun in an easy way, and it's cheap. $4,000. It's street legal, but put some better knobbies on that. I'm sure there's some tricks you could do to make the engine run even better. Not going to recommend that it's street legal. But the point is, I think this is a great all-arounder for only $4,000, an easy way to access the sport. $4,000, you can get non-street legal, TTR 125 type machines for that price. That's pretty impressive, and it is coming to America. This area is absolutely packed. You've got the Tenere, which is a huge hit. It's a big hit in America, but man, there is such a focus on adventure bikes at this show, and the Tenere, a big part of that. The Tracer is kind of a tweener, somewhat adventure-y, but has a little bit more of a touring sport bike look. I believe they do sell some of the Tracers in America, but that's much more of a European-focused product. What I am learning here, oh, this looks cool. What I am learning here is on the American market, it's about 60-40 street bike sales to dirt sales in America, and dirt including dual sport and adventure. 60% is pure street bikes, dual sport, adventure, off-road trail, and competition like motocross bikes. That's 40% of the market. So we're much more used to a 50-50 split. These are the 70th anniversary Yamahas, which you've seen celebrating the heritage with the white and red look. In America, we're much more used to a split where the dirt market is a significant portion, a big chunk of the pie, again, 40%, and the motocross, supercross, superstars, American road racing, not where it was back in the heydays. It's so different when you go to Europe and specifically Italy, where it is so street-oriented. Such a massive percentage of the sales are street and scooters like we were talking about. Obviously, MotoGP is big here. This is not a motocross-centric show. by any means. So all this crowd, it is absolutely bonkers in here, but so much of it is for the street side of Yamaha. Oh, one other thing to further my point. Look, we have this other area off the back of Yamaha that has, what are these things? Side-by-sides, and the ATV market is not nearly as large in Europe as it is in America, or specifically Italy compared to America, and that really changes the paradigm. If you take the power sports market, add in the 40% that's dirt motorcycles, then all the money made in side-by-sides and ATVs, it's got to be way over 50% of the power sports market then becomes dirt in America, where it's the complete opposite in Europe. And you really get a feel for that when you come to a show like this. The difference? A lot more land in America to take a side-by-side like that out and have fun with it. This is a Haiden Deegan bike over at EICMA. The only reason I'm shooting this is an excuse to talk about World Supercross. So, hey, there's racing all the time. World Supercross starts this weekend down in Argentina, and that's Deegs now not on a 250, but on a 450. It'll be cool to see what Deegs can do on a 450 in Supercross in general, but there is legit competition. Ken Roxon, who I think wasn't in for the full WSX series at one point, is. Jason Anderson, Joey Savacci. That's some legit competition for the whole series, so they'll beat every race. That obviously includes round one. We'll see how Deegan measures up against them, and Justin Cooper is also in as a wild card for there and Canada. So the Deegan 450 Supercross debut is coming this weekend, and what has really got people buzzing on, they do have a Jet Lawrence one over here. Yeah. They do have Jet.
Well, they got a championship.
Oh, they got Jet. Oh, look at that. What everybody's really buzzing about, obviously this is the rivalry of the future, right? Will Deegan ever get back on a 250? Now, the original announcement by Yamaha is that he will be back to race 250 in Supercross and a 450 in Motocross, but I find it hard to imagine that he's going to ride a 450 for the next month to get ready for the WSX races, race it 2 times, Argentina and Australia, and then get back on the 250. He doesn't need my advice. I'm sure he doesn't care about my advice. I would advise still ride that 250 one more year. This guy did. He actually did one more year in Supercross on the 250. We were dying to maybe see Jet Lawrence on a 450 at Daytona in 2023. He didn't do it. He was just destroying the 250 field at most of the races. He waited until outdoors, and you see how smoothly that went. Deegan was very good in Supercross last year. He's the 250 West champ, but it wasn't absolutely insane dominance. You remember how good Cole Davey was. There were races. He didn't win 90% of the races. So I say Deegs put in one more just dominant 250 Supercross year, but I don't know if that's what he's going to do, and he definitely doesn't care what I think. But we'll get a little taste against Jay Coop, against Roxon, Anderson, Savacci, at the Australia race. Cooper Webb will be there. Going to be interesting the next couple of weeks as WSX kicks off with Haiden Deegan on a 450. This brand right here, Let Be, that must be British. John Lennon's favorite words, let it be. There must be an answer, let it be. Actually, it's probably Chinese. What do you have over here? Oh, Vertimati. Vertimati we have seen before back in the day. I think they had some success even on the motocross side. That bike looks pretty darn sweet. Actually, kind of a laid back. Yeah, that's kind of a Yamaha style reverse cylinder, but that is a steel frame. That's a cool looking bike. So Vertimati's been around forever. This will give you an idea. I remember when this bike was around. This is the before 4-strokes were quite there, you know, in the Husaberg days. That's kind of where it started. These bikes making it happen. Air-cooled, I don't know what brand that is. I guess they're combined with them somehow. And again, so much of these electric bikes around. But that wouldn't be bad to have in the backyard. Okay, this is Victory. Victory, so you might think, oh, bad translation. They don't know how to spell the word victory, but they actually do. Freedom is victory. Victory. Well, you know that's definitely the scoop tire. This one's for the kids. It says 6.5. You know what 6.5 would equate to? 6'7". This is Imbob, popular. What are we watching on this screen here? What are we watching? What are we even seeing there? What is that fender? Anyway, Imbob, You might remember the hit song by the brother group Hanson back in the 90s, Mbop. This stands for electric motorcycle, electric dirt bike. So is that twice as much electric? Really got to define that here. What I like here is these tiny bikes. These are so tiny. Look at the size of my hand compared to this bike. That's a 150, that's a 350, and that is a big 500 right there. CF Moto, that's another Chinese brand, but again, there's some that you've never heard of and are super whacked, and a lot of the bikes are just knockoffs. You can tell which ones are further along and look more legitimate, and I would definitely put CF Moto in that category. I can't even get over to their bikes to show you, but they look pretty good. Here, I'll get to one of these quads here, and the quality difference of some of the Chinese brands compared to some of the others is stark, although I shouldn't use that term because that's a different bike. Do you come with the quad? Yeah, the CF Moto stuff actually looks pretty darn good. I'll give credit where it's due. Some are getting better than others. Now, we're in the Suzuki area. I really wish this worked, by the way. This is supposed to be some sort of simulator, but it hasn't worked. We were here Monday, Tuesday, and now Wednesday, still not going. So let's check in instead on Suzuki. Show's a lot more crowded today than it was yesterday. And to the models we ask, do you come with the bike? So let's check in with Suzuki here. I think the big question everybody has is you're waiting for those signs of life. Suzuki, even Roger DeCoster, who's not worked there for a long time, has always said that the engineering prowess of Suzuki is second to none. They just need to get out of the way and let them cook. Not in Roger's exact words, I'm paraphrasing here, although I'd love to hear him say that. We are starting to see some signs of new product each year from Suzuki. So Hayabusa came back, Katana came back. Those are some legendary sport bike names are back. This year, the big launch is this kind of in-betweener, these sport touring type bikes. The V-Strom, that's new this year. The V-Strom came back a year or two ago, a revamped V-Strom, which is one of their legendary names. But I know what you really want. You want a revamp of the RMZ 450 and 250. Not quite there yet, everybody, but we did see Kyle Chisholm, Ken Roczen working with the Japanese during the months of July and August. Is that a sign that next on the list for Suzuki is some changes to the motocross line? Last year, these DRZs came out. The DRZ now 4S. These are street legal, and one is more of a supermoto variety, and one is more of the dual sport variety. But between that and the SV and the new bike they announced yesterday, there are signs of Suzuki innovating with some new product. And we like this little area, the Suzuki Capsule Collection, which is designed to be retro look bikes. This 8T, GSX 8T, I believe, is also relatively new. And you have it in a more modern look over there and a retro look over here. So it's not what we want. We want bigger changes to these bikes. But slowly but surely, Suzuki is changing bikes every year. Maybe these ones are coming soon. So it's just because Suzuki has a new bike that I decided to give a nice static shot here of this new machine, the SV7GX. It's just because of the new bike, but we are in Milan. It is all about fashion and style and looks. So it's just because of the bike that we want to have this nice static shot here to show the latest Suzuki product. Looks good.
Do you come with the car?
Oh, you.
Do you come with the car?
Oh, you.
If I didn't know better, that's Trey Kennard. If I didn't know better, that's Trey Kennard. You can't fool me with the gogs, bro. I know you're a Honda test rider, but wow. And then a shout out to my guys at Ogio for backing our show, Ogio Power Sports. This right here, the Rig 9800, it showed up, it got me here. The best gear bag in the business, no doubt about it. We think of Ogio backpacks, luggage, and gear bags, but they've got hydration packs, and for the street side, packs for tanks, backpacks for riding on the road. Ogio, thanks for backing our shows here. Okay, earlier I was talking CF Moto and how some of the Chinese brands are ahead of the others. Then you get into JLH Off-Road. Good luck pronouncing that one. Man, I hope, honestly, they never race in the AMA series, because if I had to announce that name, I'm not even going to try it. Here's some of their product. That looks suspiciously like an old KTM. Now, I was over here yesterday, and they overheard me say that it sounded suspiciously like a KTM, and I was immediately accosted by a spokeswoman over here who was like, no, not KTM. Did I just try to do the accent? I'm not going to do that. She said, no, not KTM. We have own R&D. Okay, nothing like a KTM. And KYB suspension, okay, I guess that's pretty legit. The whole thing is with these bikes, they've solved the biggest problem, which is that they look legitimate. How do they ride? Are they reliable? I don't know. But you AI dirt bike and it would look like this. So they got that part down. These ones obviously are even lower cost when you're talking air cooled and things like that. But look, I got Chase Sexton here. Chase Sexton gear at least. That looks legit. And here's more on the motocross track. JLR Off-Road, who knew? All right, it's my buddy Bill Savino from Honda. He's been on the show before, a friend of the show. Bill's been around so long. I remember talking to you about Carmichael signing to Honda. So we're going back a ways.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, 1994
That's
was
when you
McGrath era.
You were there then?
Yeah.
You wear the years very well, my friend. That's impressive.
31 years.
There, McGrath. Hey, I just talked to a guy who told me, Carson Brown, you know of him, his dad.
Yeah.
He said that 93, 94, 95 CR250 can't kill him.
No.
They're amazing bikes, even 30 years on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you were there then?
I was.
It's wild.
I was.
So what caught my eye here, and we had to learn about this, I'm seeing motorcycles that I didn't know existed. These are enduro bikes, and I realize in Europe they stick headlights on motocross bikes all the time. But folks, look, this is a 300F. So Bill, people in America are going to go crazy and say, sell me that thing.
I wish we could.
So what is this? Yes.
Well, this is the sole distributor of all the CRF product in Italy.
Okay.
And the company is called Red Moto.
All right.
They basically are a distributor of Honda.
Yes.
For the off-road bikes in Italy, and they're also a manufacturer.
Wow.
So they take a 250 RX and they convert it to a 300.
Yeah.
And the main reason they do it is for homologation in Europe. So they race the 300 and
in
Supermoto and Enduro. Yeah.
Supermoto too.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So they got to get enough of these in the hands of customers to be able to race them.
Correct. And Red Moto's the company to do it.
That does it. Yeah, these are upfitted. They've got the exhaust and all that, but then there's more stock ones down there.
Correct.
But when you come to a show like this on the American side, do you get ideas of product that like, hey, I know some people might want these?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not, as American Honda, we're not a manufacturer like they are.
Yes.
We manufacture ATVs and side-by-sides in North Carolina and South Carolina,
Yeah.
but we're not into this.
Yeah.
But it does give good ideas for us to see what's really happening across the globe, across the ocean.
Yep.
And you never know.
You never know. Yeah, 300, the weirdo displacements.
Yeah.
People like that stuff. And then that rally down there, that's not
Amazing.
street legal,
It is not.
but you think some people might buy it anyway if it was made available.
Believe it or not, we've had a lot of dealers request that. And,
because they know it exists
yes.
in Europe?
Oh, it's all over the over the internet.
Okay.
And I think if we could get a few of those in, we'd sell them no problem.
Okay, but what I'm learning is this is a misconception all the time. People think there's Japan or Europe, one giant umbrella company, and everybody underneath it. It is not nearly that simple.
No.
Honda Italy, Honda America, every country, every continent, totally different.
Correct. You have different Gempos or manufacturers to the distributors that are all over the world.
Yeah.
And us being American Honda, we take care of America and some of the southern regions, Mexico and things like that.
Yes.
But there's American Hondas, in a sense, all over the world. Honda Motor Europe, Italy.
Yes.
We met with Germany today. We met with France today. We met with Spain today. They take care of Montesa.
Oh, that makes sense.
A lot of different players in the market, but we all take care of our own region.
And you have to learn from each other.
Correct.
You can learn from each other.
Yeah.
And your independent things.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, sorry folks, these bikes aren't quite coming to America yet, but you never know. You come to shows like this, people learn things. You never know. Okay, and on our last day here, we're back at Kawasaki where we started this show talking about the Chase Sexton news. And I know what you all wanted to see, the world debut at EICMA. You really wanted to see what Kawi has been teasing since last January. So we'll go over to the dirt bike section here, which again, to give you an idea of the street to dirt ratio, this is a huge area of Kawasaki Street. And we got this little corner over here for dirt. And we just see a bunch of motocross and off-road 250Fs and 450s and no two-stroke. Where's the two-stroke? This was Anaheim one weekend where Cowie said two-strokes are coming. Are we gonna be at Anaheim one weekend of 2026 and we'll still be waiting? Come on, man, come on. This area right here, this is the motocross golden era. My guy Scott Wallenberg, who was a professional racer back in the day, in these early days, he loves to talk. These bikes are even older than him, even older than Scott. We were looking at the technology. It's mind-boggling. All right, we're gonna go back to, this is 1961. Look at the forks on this bike. That's the travel. Apparently the reason you had this whole leading link thing was to prevent brake dive. I mean, this is the most cobbled together front suspension you could possibly imagine. That's a 1960, that's a giant, that's a four-stroke back then. Engines were a little bulkier back then. The two-strokes with the Huskies and whatnot started to come on in the 60s. So back there was a 61, the one with the giant four-stroke engine. Now we're up to 66 with a two-stroke Husky. So the cases are definitely smaller. That's a CR250. Lido 500. Scott explained what the situation on this one was. I think they slapped this name on a different brand, and they did win the 500 title with Sten Lundgren. I like this. Strap that on there. It's a CZ. Aramachi was bought by Harley Davidson. They actually had the logo on there when they won the, I guess the Italian 250 class championship. That's my rough translation there. Look at the laid down cylinder. Like the Yamaha, you know, you want that straight shot air intake. And then we go to these older ones here. This one from the 50s, I believe. Look at how big that engine is. Like, that is huge, that engine. And I mean, think of this suspension. We all know the bikes have come a long way, but I think you got to go back to these 50s and 60s ones, which you don't even really see in America because motocross really didn't even exist at that point. So when you see vintage collectors, they're talking Roger DeCoster era bikes, not 10 to 15 to 20 years before that. That's what this motocross golden era is designed to show. It's really before the sport even existed in the United States. Do you come with the bike? It's one of my favorite moves. I've been seeing photographers do that one for decades. You take photos of the models, and then you can show the model the photo that you took of them to have an excuse to talk to the model. One of the oldest tricks in the game. I don't shoot photos, unfortunately. What's up, bro? Start a space trade with Benda Off-Roads. So what did we learn as we wrap up this Weege show? Big thanks to our friends at OGO Power Sports. We're back in the show. We're back in the Ducati display. What did we learn? Well, I learned this a long time ago, but I'm still not 100% an expert on the very complicated connection. As a customer, when you're watching this, you probably think it's this simple. Someone builds a motorcycle that you like, and you go to your dealership and you buy it, and it's just that simple. The bike, dealer, you buy it. Gear, helmet, goggles. You see a racer that you like, wears it, or you think it's a better product because you saw an ad for it, or your buddy said it's awesome. It seems so simple, factory to you purchasing it, but there are so many layers in between. The distributor, and then each country being its own separate entity, usually responsible solely for its own profit and loss. This is an Italian bike behind me. It will be made in Italy by Ducati, but the Ducati distributor network and dealers in the United States, they're gonna have to make this happen. They are not familiar with the motocross or off-road space. They're gonna have to make that happen. But it's the same thing, the American subsidiaries of the Japanese companies, they are really just importers of the same product that is also sold in Spain and Italy and Belgium. They're importers. It's up to them to import those bikes, make money on those bikes, and that takes marketing those bikes, racing those bikes. It's not, Japan just sends a boatload of cash with the motorcycle and says, here's some money to help run your company, or Italy, or England. It's so complicated. When I was a kid, I could never understand why a company like Parts Unlimited was such a huge company. I was like, well, what do they even do? I guess they own Thor gear, so they make all their money on Thor gear? No, they are a distributor. When you go to your dealership, you think the dealership's just handing you Renthal handlebars if you want them, or Scott goggles if you want them. A lot of that is supplied by these distributors. And for these small companies, it would be impossible to do all that on your own. So that's where the distributor comes in handy. But you need different distributors to be able to sell in different countries. It's so incredibly complicated, and that's what makes the trade show necessary, and that's what makes it so popular. All these people in all these levels of all these companies and countries trying to make it happen. It's incredibly complicated, the lifeblood to get that product that you want to that dealer that you want so you can buy it. And there are so many people involved, and it's so risky at times. It's certainly fun on the consumer side to just say, that bike's cool, I want it. That helmet's cool, I want it. It's a lot more complicated than that, and that's why these shows are here. To make that process so easy that you don't even realize that it happened. You just bought the helmet that you wanted because it looked cool on a rider that you saw on TV. That's our show. That's why we're here. Thanks to OGO for backing us. We'll see you in the off season.
Thanks.
Ciao. Arrivederci. Oh, I'm being given free stuff?
Instagram.
Okay. Oh, Instagram. For you? Okay, very good. Oh, I just learned something. All right, here we go. We're going to put that on the video. Is that long enough for people to read it? Very good. Thank you. And that is our final. Do you come with the bike?
Do you come with the car?
Oh, you.
Do you come with the car?
Oh, you.